Guys, yet another episode of He-Man where they're not afraid to tackle bigger issues. That was the great thing about the 80s. Said it yesterday and I'll say it again. Class. This one here, there is possession in this episode. Legends, welcome back to Queen's Age Media. I am Rodney Stewart and I've been watching cartoons again like a big kid. Love it. He-Man, the Masters of the Universe. This episode is called Masks of Power, and at the beginning Prince Adam, Man-at-Arms and Orko are on a mission to find the city of the ancients, and they're trying to track down the ancient magic within the city that can be used for good in their cause of battling against Skeletor and his rogue of villains in this series. They get there, find the city eventually, and there is a mechanical bird following them at the beginning of the episode, which is one of Skeletor's creations. So once he finds out where the city's at, like, he's using the bird to spy on them. And as soon as he figures that out, he's like, where's all my henchmen at? And at this point, like, there's none of his villains turn up in this episode at all, but a brother and sister called Aaron and Una turn up, and they are on a quest of power for themselves, and they're thinking, you know, the path to true power lies with Skeletor, so they pledge themselves to serve Skeletor, and he sends them on the mission to the city of the ancients, and yes, to find the masks of power. Sorry, I completely left my mind what they were going looking for. The Masks of Power, that's the name of the bloody episode, for goodness sake. So off they go, and they have figured out before Prince Adam, Man-at-Arms and Orko where the masks are actually kept at, and they get there before them. And the city of the ancients, the last rulers of it were called Demos and Tyrella. She's like a witch queen and he's like an evil sorcerer, and the two masks, when they're found, actually hold the spirits of Demos and Tyrella, and the two naive brother and sister actually put the masks on. You know, Adam is screaming at them, don't do it, like they're magical masks, you don't know what's going to happen. As soon as they put the masks on, they mutate into Demos and Tyrella, and they turn their magic on He-Man. At this point, Prince Adam changes to He-Man, and they try to battle Demos and Tyrella, but their ancient magic, especially within the city of the ancients, is just too strong. They manage to escape before trapping He-Man, Man-at-Arms and Orko in the dungeons with a giant beast that is the protector of the masks, and they leave on their own quest to Snake Mountain. We find out later in the episode, after He-Man manages to escape this crazy mad beast and get out of the city of the ancients, they go back to Castle Grayskull, and the sorceress follows them in, that there is a sword of the ancients that Demos and Tyrella are actually looking for, and it's like Excalibur. It's trapped in a stone in the bowels of Snake Mountain, and Skeletor is unaware of its existence. Sorry, there's a little bit of a hair floating about in front of the camera. Yes, so back at I was going to say Castle Grayskull. Back at Snake Mountain, Demos and Tyrella attack, take care of Skeletor in small order, trap him, and head down into the bowels of Snake Mountain on the quest for the sword. and He-Man, Man-at-Arms turn up and free Skeletor in exchange for information on where they went. Skeletor points them in the right direction, and off they go. Skeletor had been a little bit too helpful at this point in the episode. Down in the bowels, Demos and Tyrella have found the Sword of the Ancients, and he's trying to remove it from the stone. He-Man turns up and he's fighting against Tyrella's magic. She's trying to stop him, and eventually he gets to the sword as well and pushes Demos out of the way of the stone, and he takes the sword and he manages to pull it from the stone like King Arthur and Excalibur. And the sword, the magic sword, actually talks, and it says that his destiny was to join with another sword, and the other sword that the Sword of the Ancients was meant to join was the Power Sword, of course, owned by He-Man, and the two swords conjoin, making He-Man's sword even stronger than what it was. Upgrade. When that happens, the power of the masks are broken. Demos and Tyrella are extinguished, and Arn and Una change back into themselves. And that's pretty much where the episode finishes at. There's a little bit of Skeletor getting in there as well and trying to one up He-Man, but he gets beaten in small order in this episode on more than one occasion. And at the end of the episode, it's like Una and Arn are like, we don't want to make this mistake again. We don't want to be working for the forces of evil anymore. And He-Man is like, well, that's the first biggest step, as admitting when you're wrong, and he offers to take them home, and they leave. That's the end of the episode. That was a very, very swift synopsis of this episode. This is a very well written episode, well done storytelling. That's amazing in this episode, and the public service announcement at the end of it was pretty much just what I said, what He-Man said. Just Teela turns up in this one, and she's like, Arn and Una in this episode made a huge mistake, and at the end they admitted that they were wrong. And it's like, everyone makes mistakes in life, but having the bravery to actually stand up and admit you're wrong is a very, very important thing to learn. And yes, I know a couple of people that could really use that lesson at the minute, but that's another story for another time. Guys, this series is absolutely brilliant. If you've never seen it, you need to go and check it out ASAP, especially with the upcoming Masters of the Universe Revelation series coming on Netflix at some point, helmed by the legend himself, Kevin Smith. It is pretty much a follow-up to this series, so this is definitely a big recommendation at the minute, as to check out the original He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please hit that subscription button, and don't forget to press that bell icon to be notified of future uploads. Please get into the description box below this video and check out my social media links down there, and check out all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next video.